Alright fam, listen up, because I'm about to spill some serious tea. The kind of truth that most people don't want to hear, and probably won't believe. But here it is, raw and uncut. Lots of people hit me up, asking for the secret sauce, the golden ticket, to making big bucks. And I tell them the absolute stone-cold truth. But guess what? They just nod, smile, and then go back to chasing unicorn stocks, or trying to get rich overnight with some crazy scheme. It is wild, right? How we crave the quick fix, the magic pill, when the real magic, the actual power, is in the painfully boring, the ridiculously consistent, the stuff that makes your eyes glaze over just thinking about it. But that is where the real wealth is built, folks. Not in the flashy, not in the hype, but in the disciplined grind. And, yeah, I get it. We're all bombarded with these highlight reels. Online, everyone's a millionaire, everyone's 22 with a six-figure passive income. It is enough to make you feel like you're constantly playing catch-up, like you're forever behind, forever losing. And honestly, for a long time, I felt that exact same way. I was scrolling, scrolling, thinking, how in the world are these people doing it? How is it even possible to build serious wealth, especially with a normal job, like being an engineer, which, let's be real, is a good job, a solid job, but it is not exactly Wall Street banker money, right out of the gate at least. And that is why I'm here, peeling back the curtain, because when I was younger, scrambling for answers, I devoured every single video, every blog post, every shred of information I could find, from people who were actually breaking down the numbers, showing the nitty-gritty, the unsexy details of building wealth, not just the aspirational fluff. So today, I'm laying it all out, transparent as a fresh window pane, no BS, no hidden agendas, just my journey, how I, a regular 27-year-old engineer, managed to build a net worth of $393,000. And trust me, I'm not doing this to flex or to make anyone feel small, because that is a losing game, a guaranteed path to misery. There will always be someone richer, someone younger, making more, someone with a bigger portfolio, a shinier car. If you spend your life comparing, you're going to be perpetually unhappy, no matter how many zeros are in your bank account. I'm sharing this because I genuinely believe it can help someone out there. Someone who feels like they're financially behind. Someone who is wondering if building wealth is even realistic anymore in 2026 because, let's be honest, the internet is a cesspool of negativity right now. Everywhere you look, it is. The economy is cooked. Inflation is destroying everything. The American dream is dead. Our generation is totally screwed. And look, I'm not going to sit here and blow smoke. I'm not going to pretend like things are easy because they're not. I genuinely believe it is harder for our generation. And yeah, I'm looking at you, Gen Z. Is harder for us to build wealth than it ever was for the generations before us. The rules have changed. The game is different. But here is the kicker. Here is the truth that no one wants to admit. There is still massive opportunity out there for the people who are willing to stay disciplined, who are willing to consistently invest, who are committed to increasing their income, and who most importantly are playing the long game. Because that, my friends, is the ultimate cheat code. So in this video, we're diving deep. I'm going to break down exactly where every single one of my dollars is invested, how much is in each account, some of the biggest, most impactful financial decisions I made in my 20s, the ones that turbocharged my net worth, and, yeah, I'm also going to be real about the things I'd do differently if I could hit the rewind button. Because hindsight is always 20/20, right? So grab your favorite beverage, buckle up, because this is going to be a long one. But I promise you it'll be worth every single minute, and as we go along. Seriously, if you have any questions, anything at all, drop them in the comments down below. I'll do my best to answer them. We're going from the biggest account to the smallest, so let's kick things off. Me 401k, the absolute behemoth, currently sitting at a cool $217,000. And, honestly, this is the account that makes me the most proud, because it is a living, breathing testament to the power of consistency. The sheer, undeniable force of showing up month after month, year after year. You see, I work for an oil and gas company, and get this. It is the same company where I did 3 internships back when I was still in college, which meant I got a crazy head start. I was able to start contributing to this 401k before I even had my degree, by the time I officially started working full-time. In 2022, I already had about $10,000 chilling in my retirement account, which looking back is insane. That early jump, that tiny head start, it made a colossal difference. To watch it balloon from 10 grand to over 200,000 in just a few short years, it feels surreal, like I'm living in a video game, and it fires me up even more to imagine what this account will look like when I hit my 30s. If I keep this consistent, relentless pace, since I went full time, I've maxed out my 401k every single year, well, almost every year. This current year is a little different for other reasons, But you get the gist: maximum effort, maximum contributions, all while getting a juicy 6% company match. And to sweeten the deal even further, my annual bonus. Yep, that gets matched too, and dumped straight into the 401k. So over time, a serious torrent of cash has been flowing into this account. A beautiful synergy of my contributions and my employer's generosity. Inside this bad boy, I keep things pretty simple. No fancy schmancy stuff. Roughly 70% in the S&P 500 and about 30% in a growth-focused fund. And let me tell you, that allocation has been an absolute champ. It has treated me incredibly well over the last several years. Now, some of you might be thinking, dude, that is a high growth percentage for a 401k. Are you crazy? And honestly, let me know in the comments if you think I'm off my rocker, but my philosophy is this. Over the next 20 years, growth stocks and growth ETFs, they're not going anywhere. Sure, there might be a bubble here and there, a little turbulence. But with the artificial intelligence, boom, these are the companies, the most powerful, the most profitable, that are going to reshape the world. And yeah, as I get older, I'll definitely rebalance, get a bit more conservative. But right now, I'm in my wealth accumulation phase, pedal to the metal, and I'm pretty darn happy with where I'm sitting. My 401k performance numbers are showing around a 22% annualized return, which, for my first 4 years in my career, is just an incredible run. A huge chunk of that came from the insane tech growth we've witnessed lately, combined with my consistent dollar cost averaging, even during those gnarly market dips. I'll admit, a little bit of luck played a role too. My annual bonus contributions just happened to hit my 401k right around some of the lower points of the S&P 500 for those years, total random timing. But man, did it work out beautifully in the long run? It is just another screaming reminder of why consistent investing, no matter what the market is doing, can pay off in monumental ways over time. I wasn't trying to time the market because who can actually do that, but it just worked out perfectly for me. Then, still under the umbrella of retirement accounts, I have $19,996 in company stock. This baby vests in 2028, so fingers crossed it keeps climbing. This was a sweet new perk I earned through work last year. So, a fantastic boost to the investment portfolio. No complaints here. Next up, my biggest non-retirement account, my taxable brokerage account, currently hovering around $50,000. And this account, unlike a 401k or a Roth IRA with their contribution limits and withdrawal restrictions, this is my unrestricted playground, my no-holds, barred investing account, where I can keep building wealth outside the confines of retirement rules. Since I started throwing money into it, it has averaged around a 20% annualized return, again massive thanks to the strong market performance lately, and my unwavering focus on growth-oriented funds. I really put this account on steroids in 2024, because when I relocated for my new position, I got a sweet moving bonus, and instead of blowing it on something frivolous, I dumped a huge chunk of it here. Then, with the rest of that bonus, I happily paid off my car, which, sidebar, was one of the best financial decisions I've made, but we'll get to that. My point is, anytime I've gotten extra cash, bonuses, raises, tax returns, unexpected windfalls, instead of immediately spending it, impulse buying, I funneled a significant portion straight into investments. Then, and only then, after I'd paid my future self, I'd take a percentage, a smaller percentage, and go have some fun with it. You've got to remember, if your goal is to build serious wealth in your 20s, investing has to be the priority. It has to come first. Then you can play with the rest if your mindset is reversed. If fun comes first, it is just going to be an uphill battle, a much harder road to wealth. Now in 2025, and especially 2026, I've actually cooled off a bit on contributing to this taxable brokerage account. Right now, my main focus has shifted, first maxing out my Roth IRA, no questions asked, and then building up a solid cash reserve in a high-yield savings account. Because, big news, my fiancé and I recently started what we lovingly call our kid fund. Yeah, we want to have kids someday, and we're intentionally setting aside cash now for all those future life expenses, instead of scrambling at the last minute. And that brings up such a crucial point. Personal finance isn't always about jamming every single dollar into the stock market. 24/7, 365 days a year. There are seasons in life where aggressive investing makes the most sense. Where you're young, you have fewer responsibilities, you can take more risk, and then there are other seasons, like right now for me, where building cash reserves, reducing stress, preparing for massive life milestones, might actually matter more. For me, it is about striking that delicate balance, building long-term wealth, yes, absolutely, but also laying the groundwork for the kind of life my fiancé and I envision together. Then, there is my workplace pension, another absolute gem. A really solid benefit that comes with working in the oil and gas industry, right? Now the pension is fully vested, meaning that money is mine, baby, all mine, and it is currently sitting at around $45,000. I actually realized I totally forgot to include this in my first net worth video, because at the time, I wasn't really thinking of it as part of my total assets. But now that it is fully vested, it is absolutely part of my overall net worth. And the beauty of this account is that even if I eventually leave the company, that money is still mine. I can roll it over into another retirement account, like a Roth IRA, no problem. So I basically see this as another long-term retirement boost quietly humming along in the background. While my other investment accounts are doing their thing, growing like crazy. Next up, my high-yield savings account, currently holding around $28,000. And most of this cash is split between my emergency fund and that shiny new kid fund my fiancé and I are building. Honestly, there's nothing glamorous or exciting about this account. It is just a workhorse. A superstar for parking cash. Money you know you're going to need within the next few years, while still earning a decent interest rate, way better than a traditional bank account. I actually didn't open a high-yield savings account until 2023, and looking back, I wish I had done it so much sooner, because it is such a simple yet powerful financial upgrade. Your money earns significantly more interest, passively, effortlessly, compared to those abysmal rates at traditional checking or savings accounts, and it gives you a safe, secure place to build up your emergency savings, or save for those big future goals without exposing that money to the wild swings and volatility of the stock market. So, while this account isn't going to explode in value like an investment account, it plays an absolutely critical role. It gives me financial stability, peace of mind, and you can't put a price tag on that. For my emergency fund, I like to keep 6 to 12 months of living expenses tucked away, because life, my friends, loves to throw curveballs. Now, my HSA account. This is a hidden gem, a true unsung hero, sitting at $19,247. And this is an account I've only had for about 3 years now, and let me tell you, I kick myself every single day, wishing I had opened and started contributing to it in my very first year of full-time work, because back then, I didn't even know what an HSA was, total ignorance, but I truly believe HSAs are one of the most overlooked wealth building accounts out there. Nobody really talks about them, not like the 401ks or Roth IRAs, but in my humble yet financially astute opinion, this is probably one of the best accounts you can get your hands on. If your employer offers a high deductible health plan, the reason this account is so ridiculously powerful is because it is the only true triple tax advantaged account out there. Let that sink in for a second. Triple tax advantaged, your contributions go in tax-free, boom, immediate savings. The investments inside the account grow tax-free, double boom,